Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. As you would have seen from the wee intro clips there, this is going to be a video about the Celtic FC Women side, the Celtic Girls. And so if you don't follow the Celtic Girls, this video may not be for you. However, we'll be doing a post-match review video of the Celtic Dundee United match, either late Saturday evening or early Sunday morning. Last night, the Celtic Girls took on Glasgow City Women in a top-of-the-table battle away from home at Petershill Park, a always very difficult ground to play at, especially with wind, rain, sleet and bad weather, all of which at some point yesterday evening occurred. And in the end, the Celtic women's side battled well for a 2-2 draw, probably on the balance of play in the second half. Celtic deserved to win the game, although, to be fair, in the first half, Glasgow City were the more dominant side for much of the time. And when we do look at the stats a wee bit later on, it will show this was pretty much an even game, but probably Celtic just edged it in terms of quality and chances and shots on goal, etc. Game started in great fashion for Celtic. Long throw down the left wing by Lucy Ashworth-Clifford. Saoirse Noonan battled very hard with two or three Glasgow City defenders who cleared the ball poorly to the edge of the box, and then a brilliant left foot half volley finish by Amy Gallagher right across the Glasgow City goalkeeper Gibson into the far left corner, completely unstoppable shot, and Celtic had pretty much the perfect start. After that, to be fair, Glasgow City did get more into the game, particularly winning the midfield battle, largely due to the fact that for much of the first half, Lucy Ashworth-Clifford and Maria McInerney produced next to nothing, and that did put a lot of pressure on Natalie Ross and Shannon McGregor and the defensive back three to try to keep Glasgow City under control. Celtic were a wee bit unlucky to concede a goal in the 24th minute. Corner into the box was cleared by the Celtic defence, not really quite clearing their box as well as they should have done. The ball broke to the Glasgow City player Muir on the edge of the box. She hit a shot into a melee of players. It took at least one deflection, ending up deflecting off Kelly Clark, taking the ball wide of Kelsey Docherty's dive. I do feel that there's a strong chance, had it not been deflected by Kelly Clark just before it reached the 6-yard box, that Kelsey Docherty was going to save it. And the game went back to 1-1. Lucy Ashworth-Clifford then made a pretty awful mistake on the left wing in the 29th minute, conceding possession yet again. The ball broke to Kozlova on the edge of the box, and she hit a marvellous left-footed shot right across Kelsey Docherty into the top right-hand corner of the net. Completely unstoppable shot, and Glasgow City did manage to go 2-1 up and kept that lead into half-time. Have to say, I was a wee bit surprised at half-time that Elena Sadiku kept things as they were, as I do think Lucy Ashworth-Clifford, who is one of my favourite players, tremendously hard trier of a player, very good ability to deliver the ball from free kicks, corners, and when she isn't under pressure, she can actually make a brilliant pass or a brilliant cross. However, Glasgow City managed to keep her under a lot of pressure, and her passing, crossing, first touch, and tackling were all rather poor. However, she was kept on, and Celtic kept the formation as it was. And for most of the second half, Celtic were the dominant side. Glasgow City did have a couple of wee half chances, but nothing really troubling Kelsey Docherty in the goal. And deservedly, Celtic got back onto level pegging after 52 minutes. Throw-in ended up at Natty Ross's feet. She laid the ball off to Maria McInerney, who held off a challenge, drove a wee bit further forward, and a brilliant looping left foot shot right across Gibson top corner, and a 2-2 score after 52 minutes. And as I said, Celtic did tend to be the more dominant side for the next 40 minutes. Celtic were forced into a change also when Morgan Cross, who had played especially well in a right wing back position, was rather nastily taken down by Brenna Lovera, the Glasgow City forward. Lovera got away with a yellow card. I think it could well have been one of these ones. If there had been VAR, it may well have been upgraded to a red, as it did look rather over the top of the ball and catching Morgan Cross rather nastily. Morgan Cross unfortunately had to go off at that point. Interestingly, Luana Munoz was brought on at left centre back, swapping Emma Lawton out into a more advanced position, and Celtic kept on the charge, and probably Celtic could have easily taken a 3-2 winning lead. Abby Harrison had a great shot late in the game that was well saved by Gibson in the Glasgow City goal, and then nice cross by Kit Lefarsky. Abby Harrison tried a near post header and it went into the side netting rather than beating Gibson at her left post. This keeps Celtic and Glasgow City level on points. Glasgow City a few goals ahead on goal difference, and there is the potential after Sunday afternoon's fixtures that Celtic, Rangers, Glasgow City, and Hibs are all going to be level on points with one game to go before the split. Celtic most likely will lie third as Rangers' goal difference is better than Glasgow City's, and Glasgow City's is better than Celtic's, and Celtic's at the moment is over 10 better than Hibs. Rangers do have a potentially difficult game on Sunday against Partick Thistle, who occasionally can give the big teams a real go. Hibs, however, are playing Montrose, who tend to be always well beaten. And so I think come Sunday evening, there's going to be 4 teams tied on points at the top of the table, separated only by goal difference, with one game to go before the 6-6 split. Celtic's next game, the last of the first part of the league, will be against Hibs, which again could be a very massive game, as it could put Celtic back top of the table. It could drop Celtic to 4th, 3 points behind the others. And so there are a lot of permutations before we go into the 6-6 split early in March. Now, looking at the stats for yesterday's game, as I said, it was pretty much a 50-50 game, with Celtic probably just edging things in terms of attacking intent, shots, etc. Celtic had 49% of the possession, Glasgow City 51%. Shots were 15 to Celtic, 11 to Glasgow City. Shots on goal, 8 for Celtic, 5 for Glasgow City. Lee Gibson in the Glasgow goal made 6 saves. Kelsey Doherty in our goal made 3. Corners were 5 to Glasgow, 3 to Celtic. And there were 6 off targets and blocked for Glasgow City, and 7 off target and blocks for Celtic. So I think that shows pretty much even Stevens game, with Celtic maybe just edging things in the final third. So I think Celtic very much remain in the battle for the SWPL, as I've been saying quite regularly in the videos and in the comment section. I think this league is very clearly going to come down to the 6-6 split. I think the top 5 all will be very confident of beating Motherwell home and away. There will be difficult away games going to Hibs and Hearts and Glasgow City and to Rangers for Celtic. However, I do think if Celtic do manage to beat Motherwell home and away, Hearts home and away, and get draws away to Hibs, Glasgow and Rangers, all of which I think are entirely within this team's abilities, and win the 3 home games, that would pretty much guarantee Celtic are going to win the league at the end of the season, and that would be my prediction at this point as we get close to the 6-6 split in early March. Slight concerns would be that Morgan Cross did look like she did have a rather nasty foot or ankle injury. Could also have been a knee injury or a combination of those. Otherwise, it does look like Celtic will have a full squad, apart from the long-standing injury to Chloe Craig, who is still rehabbing from her anterior cruciate knee ligament repair, and she's not expected to be back until next season. The loss of Morgan Cross on the right, I think, is quite a big blow. However, I think Murphy Agnew and Kit Lefersky and Emma Lawton can all equally well double up into that position. And so I think Celtic, as is the case, they have 2 good players for every position. One other thing I would like to see is Celtic getting a wee bit more pace out on the left wing, as much as I like and admire Lucy Ashworth-Clifford's ability to pass when not under pressure and deliver dead ball situations. I do think her lack of pace and lack of attack down the left side is limiting Celtic to an extent. So I do wonder whether swapping one of the speedier players, such as Agnew, Lefersky, Lawton, etc., over to the left side might be an option, and keeping Luana Munoz in defence. I think Elena Sirigu has quite a number of good options. Other option I might like to see is Celtic playing with 2 main strikers, Abby Harrison and Saoirse Noonan, up side by side. So I think they could actually form a very good centre forward and inside forward partnership. Before we go, just a wee quick suggestion and encouragement. If you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, please do click that subscriber button. Keep the numbers pushing up towards my next target of 1200. If you have liked the video, please do click that like button, as it does help spread the channel, spread the Celtic women's side to more and more people on YouTube, and also spread women's football to more and more people on YouTube. And finally, do pop your pleasant, polite thoughts, comments into the comment section for a nice wee chat and debate regarding the Celtic women's side as they approach the key part of the league season starting in early March. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.